What's up, Speedrun fans? Welcome back to another race on GSA. I'm your host, Shift, here with Jared's Giants. Where you at, Jared? Today we're going to be commentating a pools match, JBHJ versus Pixelated Chaos. You have anything to say about this, Jared? Let me pull up the boards. Let's do some talking. Because I think that Pixel, he PB'd recently, but I'm not sure if his current PB is on the leaderboard. I don't know.
I know that on the leaderboard there's a difference of less than a minute, so it should be a pretty close one, definitely. I think JB has a 57.50 and Pixel has a 1 flat 40.50 something.
Let me get the pop out chat. Hold up. Speedrun.com, where you at? Yeah, I know that JBHJ has a 59, and I think that Pixel has a sub 1 flat 30, but his time might not be on the boards.
Oh, all right. We're off.
There we go.
All
right, so if you're new here, both the runners are playing on the Xbox version because it has the fastest loading times. So they'll load in around the same time.
Yeah, there's about a 3-minute difference. 3-minute difference between Xbox and GameCube, and then about... Isn't it another 3-minute difference between GameCube and PS2?
Well, Xbox to 360 is like around a minute, and then the 360 difference to GameCube is like 4 minutes. Yeah, it gets confusing because back in the day we used to play on 360, but now Xbox is fast, so we just like have complete different.
Yeah, that's right.
Benchmark, that's right. Yeah. It's weird to think that GameCube is that much slower.
All right, so what they're doing here is this is going to be disabling the hand so that basically around the run there's certain areas where you'll kind of wall off and not be able to go past them because the hand is actually there waiting for you to grab, and it's considered out of bounds areas. But by doing this with a taxi pad and by entering jellyfish fields 2 times, it actually gets the hand stuck in Bikini Bottom in that area, so they can now pass certain areas that are blocked off by the hand and would initially just cause instant out of bounds. So yeah, it definitely makes the run a lot more interesting doing it this way. So
do either of these runners go for hammer skip? Do you have any idea?
I think JB does, at least. I'm not sure about Pixel. They might not, just for safety reasons, so I guess we'll just find out, but
we'll see what happens. But yeah, the main difference here is if someone goes for hammer skip, they're going to make a right and approach the hammer robot for some AI manipulation to an attempted frame perfect jump to get to the ledge. We'll see. It seems like Pixelated Chaos is going for it. JBHJ going the safe route. Respectable. All right, looks like Pixel's having a little bit of trouble getting on top of there. All right, that should get the checkpoint. We'll see if he gets it.
Yeah, that's the checkpoint.
And he didn't get the checkpoint. Okay, so that's a pretty big risk there during a race. If you miss that 1 frame jump, which in this game is 1/60th of a second precision to press the A button to get on top of that ledge when you take damage, if you miss the checkpoint on the ledge, because there is a small checkpoint area, then you'll die and you'll end up at the beginning of the level again. So that's kind of a big risk. Okay, he got the 1 frame jump that time. There he goes. So JBHJ a little bit ahead. However, he has an extra sock. Now keep in mind that in this game you can trade in 10 socks for 1 golden spatula. And later on he's going for the style points. Oh my god, look at him go.
Bro.
1 frame bash.
We're running
that's
movie,
actually
boy.
suboptimal. Loses frames, but look, it's pretty cool. You know, he's flashing, he's styling. He knows he's ahead. But yeah, the thing is, hammer skip saves so much time in this route nowadays because of the addition of other early game spatulas, that the sock route's very wide open. That Pixel can actually like probably recover this pretty easily, even though he died, if he just gets an extra sock somewhere, like a pretty quick one. All right, let's see. Pixel's going for the harder, the more precise dilemma skip. Let's see if he gets it. JBHJ doing the grassroots standard. And Pixel got the dilemma skip to recover it. We already got a pretty good race going over here, huh?
Yeah, this is way closer than it was.
So what we've seen so far is Pixel going for more like riskier strats to try and recover some time. JBHJ just doing the bread and butter consistent strats that we've all known since like 2016, 2017. It's pretty interesting how they both end up around the same time now. But take note that JBHJ is 1 sock ahead. going into this downtown area. There aren't too many places to make up for socks here, except maybe if he wants to get, maybe one of them gets the sock behind the lighthouse. I doubt any of them do, though. It's like a 6-second sock. It's only a little bit slower than most of them, but it appears a lot slower to do. So a lot of runners don't do it because it looks slow.
Really quickly, just for anyone who doesn't know, I want to explain what the runners just did with the taxi pad there. So they enter certain taxi pads around the run from a kind of weird angle, or, you know, using something to maybe jump on top of it, like the one that we just saw. And the reason for that is it will skip the animation for the spatulas disappearing that are gating the different areas. So in certain cases, it's actually faster to do it like that. Other cases, not really. You can find certain ways to on top of taxi pads and skip the animation, but the way to get there is not always faster. So we'll see that utilized in the places that it's usually faster in. I'm not sure if they do it on the Goo Lagoon one, but it's not too hard.
So yeah, it seems like neither of these guys are doing the okay. Well, JBHJ attempted to go for a combo there. He might see a little bit of an issue with shiny objects later if his route's not that optimized. Excuse me. If his route's not that optimized, he might see a little bit of an issue later because he missed a combo. In this game, you have 1.1 seconds around to finish a combo. Otherwise, you don't get bonus shiny objects for hitting a bunch of tikis at the same time. So what he was going for there was activating the Thunder Tiki at the bottom of that statue and hitting the Tiki on top of the button stack to combo them. But he missed the combo, so he might lose a couple of 100 shiny objects from missing that. We'll see how that plays out later, though. I have no idea how tight this guy's route is because, you know, as we've mentioned many times before, everybody's route's different. You've already seen by now. They've been doing very different tricks so far, but it seems to be pretty even right now. But keep in mind, still, shiny object pace is a big thing in this game. JBHJ ahead by 50 still, even though that can probably be credited to his route as well for hammer skip, because by doing the second hammer skip in Patrick's Dilemma, you actually get an extra 50 shiny objects for hitting the Duplicatatron. So while the thing that Pixel did saves like 4 seconds, you know, it's not necessarily a 4-second time save because he also loses 50 shiny objects from not hitting the duplicator. So you gotta keep in mind the shiny objects and the socks too.
Yeah, at the same time, it might end up not even making too much of a difference. He could be on just fine shiny pace right now. It just depends on how you manage it later on, because they have a lot of time to get shinies and backups if they must.
So I think that both these guys got the first cycle for the Sea Needle.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good.
In my opinion, the most pivotal area of this Sea Needle is the second bungee. If you mess this one up, you mess up your cycle for the third bungee. So that can be pretty bad if that happens. JBHJ, I think, JBHJ misses the second Tiki, so he's going to have some crazy backup strats to recover this third cycle. Otherwise, you can lose up to 15 seconds, maybe even 20.
Yeah,
Pixel is pulling a little bit ahead.
As far as recovering your cycle goes with this, it's kind of just a shot in the dark. It's not really guaranteed that you're going to be able to recover smoothly. Sometimes it just happens by luck.
Pixel having a little bit of trouble with the third bungee. This can equalize it a little bit.
If JB gets the B press.
Recovery.
Hey, JB recovered that well. Look at that. We're tied again.
That was a pretty good recovery from JBHJ. He's going for the damage boost. He's crazy.
They both got hit by the robot, dude. What's happening?
What a race so far. This is pool. See, this is what you get. This is what you get, guys. This is what you get when you have a 12-man invitational with guys at equal times. Like, this is some high quality gameplay, and this is only the first match.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a race. I think from now, possibly to the lighthouse, we're gonna probably see these guys be neck to neck. I would say so. What do you think?
Yeah, as long as nobody gets hit by the chuck or anything like that, I mean, they should be fine.
Nothing too out of the ordinary.
If anything, a few seconds here or there, maybe for the Tartar bot on the roof. Sometimes he likes to, you know, kill some time. But we'll see. We'll find out. Right now, they're pretty much even, though. Every time one person pulls ahead, the next person does something just like cutting a corner that saves an extra second and puts them right back. So it seems like...
It would be extremely unusual for there to be an instance of RNG on the rooftops.
Yeah, it's not really anything that you bank on. Usually rooftops are pretty smooth, probably. You know, the biggest downtime in the run besides boss fights, I would say.
Yeah. Depends on the route you're running, though. Damn, they're neck and neck. They're moving.
They're moving. Moving.
Moving?
Alright, yeah, so pretty much everything in rooftops is just self-explanatory. There's nothing really quick that we do here, which is why I said, you know, this is kind of like downtime for runners. Most people don't really like being in rooftops too much.
Oh no,
Ooh.
Pixelated Chaos missing the platform. See, I forgot because I'm so used to needleless how that can affect your cycle if your movement's a little bit off.
Yeah, I honestly didn't think he was going to miss it, though. It didn't look like he did anything too wrong. So,
JBHJ pulling ahead.
yeah, we do have a difference in the rooftops here.
There's another one.
Let's see what happens here with Pixel's robot RNG. Looking good. This game has a lot of RNG in it. However, the RNG instances can lose like up to a second or maybe 2 seconds, 3 seconds or worse if something goes wrong. You know, it's not a huge deal. This is a game where RNG is more of a it's more of an inaccuracy for some of best. Not really much of a run killer in a lot of spots. Any percent no SBA, at least, there's not a lot of RNG in this run that can really kill your run. It's more like a second here, a second there kind of a thing.
Yeah, you're not going to see anything that's losing you like 15, 20 seconds that's going to completely kill your pace. Like, they're just very tiny things. There are a lot of RNG instances. Wait, what were you saying?
Unless you're doing 100%.
Oh, yeah. Doodle-doo-doo.
Swingers ahoy, dude.
Oh, is JB not getting the lighthouse sock? Oh, he does it after.
Well,
I've actually never
it's like a few
seen
seconds slower, I think, right? Yeah, Pixel. We've seen so far that Pixel's doing a lot of more updated strats, a little bit more difficult, but he seems to be still, you know, pulling his own here.
that. Yeah, he seems pretty comfortable right now. I think they both do, so.
This is going to be really important, by the way, seeing how they make this lighthouse cycle. Hopefully, Pixel can get to the center tikis in time. And you got it. Good. Both runners are on good shiny pace right now.
Oh yeah, so you can also see at the lighthouse, we walk into the electricity bars because you can actually just grab the wheel right through the walls right there. We actually didn't find that for quite a while until, you know, after the community grew a little bit. And I think somebody just randomly found it one day and was like, here you go.
That was Kona.
That was Kona, really?
Yeah, Kona found that. This is back when the community had like 5 active runners, man.
Yeah, this game, you know, has come basically from nothing. We've had a good couple of years. This game has only really been super active since what, like late 2016 is when we actually started to get bigger. I think
like 2016 was more setting the foundations for a lot of this stuff, and it was active in terms of like hours played across a few people. Like the 5 of us, like the original 5, were like huge grinders, but it didn't start to become more mainstream until like 2017. Like late 2017. I feel like anybody who joined from like the first half of 2017 and before then is like grassroots.
Yeah, that's true.
Starting runners. All right, well, I have a feeling that Pixel's going to go for the cutscene skip in this. The cutscene skip is a little bit risky, but it does save 1 second.
Yep,
And
he's doing it.
He's going to go to the right here. Now, this is a little bit risky because if he fails it, he's going to get the hand re-enabled.
Nice, he's good.
He made it, nice.
All right, we're coming up.
JBHJ is trying to do consistent strats. Now, who's going to go for ETG? Question.
Yeah,
Let's
so right
see.
here, we're coming up on
No one frame
Sponge
suck.
Glide. I think they're both
What
probably
is-
gonna do the new one.
JBHJ looks like he's going for ETG, and Pixel's actually going for the older one. You know, the bread and butter. The good old classic Cole Sponge Glide.
Yeah, so the strat that you're seeing JB do right now is actually just found very recently, considering, you know, we don't really find things that much. So That setup is a few seconds faster, and it's definitely more consistent than the other one that you'll see Pixel doing. But
JBHJ having a little bit of trouble. He's going for early towers here. So he's gonna get an extra spatula, keep in mind. So like while they may be equal, JBHJ, because he hit that robot, is gonna have an extra spatula and a sock under his belt. So keep that in mind going forward, that their videos are equal, but JBHJ is a spatula ahead. As soon as he collects it though, he's gonna collect it later.
they're still just about neck and neck though, as far as gameplay goes. I mean, this has still been pretty close, granted everything that's happened.
Seems like they both had an okay time in bumper boats.
Yeah, Goo Lagoon is one of the few stages in this game that we actually get the chance to just play backwards, and it actually ends up just being faster. SpongeBob actually puts you at the end of Goo Lagoon in the pier when you should usually have to go through the caves that you'll actually see them backtrack through, and then they'll make their way back up to the first part of the level again.
Funny enough, the kelp forest does this a very similar way, but with the kelp forest, it's just so broken that the majority of it's just loading screens because you're just constantly loading the next level as you're playing it backward.
Yeah, Kelp Forest has a lot of spatulas that are very close in vicinity, but they're not intended to be gotten the way that we get them, so it's actually just a lot quicker, and I think it's one of the fastest segments in the game, if not the fastest.
Yeah, the world record kelp forest segment is 2.5 minutes for 6 spatulas. Yeah, so JBHJ with 15 spatulas and 10 socks, with a spatula waiting with Larry later at the end of Goo Lagoon. Pixel here with 15 spatulas and 9 socks. Let's see if they make the cutscene skip cycle. Pixel going for the safe route because he missed the double tiki hit. He's going to wait for the robot to pass, and he's going to throw it. Got it. Nice. Lost a little bit of time there, but he's doing all right. And so I think that JBHJ has a pretty significant lead here, in my opinion. Like, they may be close in gameplay footage, but JBHJ has set up a lot of stuff for himself, so he's actually going to probably pull ahead at some point toward the middle of the run. We're going to see later. Pixel's going to have to make up for that spatula he's not getting now, eventually. So what he's probably going to do is later, during the kids segment, if he does that, he's going to have to get that spatula then.
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of chances for Pixel to catch up, though. So we have a lot of stuff coming, a lot of harder stuff. So
yeah, Dream is going to really determine what'll happen for the rest of this race, I think. I think Dream is going to be huge. Probably Goo Lagoon 2 is going to be another big one for these guys. JBHJ missing the Tiki Slam. Not a big deal, though. Pixel going left side gang. Let's go.
all right, so JB is now 1 spatula ahead. So
Yeah, he had to go to Larry to collect that extra spatula, so that's why he's going to be a little bit behind in gameplay. But he's going to be at 20 now with 2 socks. And we'll see how Poseidon goes. So based on what you've seen so far, Jared, what do you think is going to happen in Dream? Do you think the Pixel's going to go for some crazy stuff? Do you think he's going to go for some less advanced stuff to try and like stay consistent? Like, how do you think their gameplay strategy is going to change for the next like 5 or so minutes?
I would say, at least on JBH's side, he will probably just go for consistent things because he has actually quite a big lead right now, considering he did early towers and he's up a spatula. I would say there's not too much Pixel could probably do in Dream that's going to save him a lot of time, so to speak, unless he were to go for like 1 frame forbidden or something like that, which doesn't seem... I doubt that he would probably risk anything like that. So he might just try to play it consistent to JB, just to kind of keep himself in this. And then later on, there's also a few other areas that he could probably, make up some time on, whether it be Sand Mountain on the slide or something like that, or maybe Murmur Layer. But we're also talking, you know, a long time from now, and a lot of things could happen even in between them. So we'll just have to find out.
This may not be too significant in a race, but we also have Bikini Bottom too with the Krusty Krab.
Oh yeah, that's true. If like one robot goes all the way in the other corner.
I'm sure at this level of play, these guys are going to be totally fine with the SpongeBob skip, and nobody's going to go for fast buck. So
yeah, definitely not.
So I think that JBHJ is going to go for. Oh, you know what? JBHJ is probably not going to do forbidden skip this early. He's probably going to do it later with cruise boosting. Because I'm almost certain there's like a new like high level route where they do that later now if they're not doing like fast nut and all that stuff, like needleless. I think they're actually going to come back later to do forbidden skip with the cruise bubble. So we might see JBHJ just do like oil skip, super bounce, Sandy's dream, and leave.
Yeah, it's very true.
Whoa, what an opening for a guy literally filled with openings. Oh, what an uppercut.
I like how much leeway the new Sponge Glide gives you for people who didn't do early towers before. Because now it's just legitimately faster to basically get a whole nother spatula. And you
Yeah,
get
exactly. It's actually easier, I think. It's an easier trick than the old one.
I think the only thing that makes it hard is just, you know, what you're used to doing, just the muscle memory for it.
It's going to be interesting to see how new runners are going to learn the game. I'm actually working on a new beginner route now that cuts out like all the really hard stuff and like even like the kind of hard stuff from the game. Where I think the hardest trick in the beginner route that I'm making is like super bounce. All because you have these new spatulas that give you so many things early on. Like you got Sandy's dream now. Back in our day, we only got to do sponge glide. You know, like in the second part of Sandy's dream.
Wheel. Oh, the wheel.
The cruise boosting, yeah, the wheel.
So bad.
There's so many options now people have to make their routes creative. So let's see. Pixel's fight's going pretty smoothly so far. Pretty standard. Nice. All right. JBHJ having a little bit of trouble getting that ledge grab on the picnic bench. Sometimes that happens if you turn around to get a second hit.
Got a nice combo though.
He's be going all right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So
a lot of shiny object discrepancy here. Like you're gonna. JBHJ seems to be pulling way ahead on shiny objects.
yeah, I was gonna say one thing I want to point out is the fact that JB has almost 200 shinies more, which is actually a lot more than you would think.
It's huge. Yeah. That's a lot.
That could be a decider on whether or not, you know, Pixel saves time in certain areas, because depending on if he has to go. And
you know, that's another thing too, is the reason why Sama Best in this game is so inaccurate as well is because getting good RNG, like getting a really fast segment in a Bikini Bottom segment with a lot of robots to destroy, you can sometimes lose time just by having a fast time because you won't get as many shiny objects and you got to make up for it later. I mean, these routes are tight. You got to make up for that later, you know?
yeah,
They're both doing standard, you know, bread and butter strats in this level though. It's probably gonna be pretty consistent until we get the dream, and that's where we're gonna start to see a little bit of a. We'll see.
yeah, oil skip might cause something maybe forbidden if either of them are going for it.
Yeah. Oil skip is huge. If someone misses oil skip, that's an instant 20-second time loss.
Yeah,
24 seconds actually.
that could actually even things up. And here's the thing: if this race continues and Pixel by chance pulls ahead or anything like that, he's actually not pulling himself ahead, rather they're just catching himself up
I
because
think they're both like pretty much even right now, just because JBHJ has an extra spatula. That's probably gonna cost Pixel like maybe 10-ish seconds to get later, maybe a little bit more. JBHJ is probably actually a little bit ahead, but we'll see how it plays out.
yeah, I think he might be just a tiny bit, but it's too early to say.
Exactly. Yeah, you're gonna see JBHJ. If in theory they both get a perfect dream for the strats they're using, JBHJ is gonna pull a little bit closer ahead, just because he's probably. I'm gonna bank on him not going for forbidden skip. He's probably gonna do it later.
All right,
Pixel opting for right side.
yeah,
A little bit
right
slower.
side.
Depends on your preference, though. I don't think it's more consistent. I think it's just preference which one you go for. I mean, it's a pretty janky trick, so whichever one you're more comfortable with during a race. JBHJ going for the more updated.
Ooh.
Ooh, when he gets hit off, that's gonna
That
be
is
huge.
so tough.
That's gonna be huge.
I think
20-second.
Super
That's
Bounce
like a
might.
17-second time loss right there, or something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say it comes close to Oil for missing the. Oh, that's terrible.
Pixel is having a pretty good dream right now.
Yeah, Pixel's definitely holding his own. So if I had to guess, JB probably lost somewhere around like 30 seconds from all of that, considering loads.
It's rough, but we still have cruise boosting. Remember, like
Yeah, there's a lot.
the hardest part about running this game is not just all the crazy strats you got to get through to get to the end of the game, but staying consistent and all the cruise boosting and crazy stuff that happens like after you get to the end of the game. So we'll
Pixel's
see how
gonna
that plays
reload.
out later, who's playing well or not. It's like a totally different game after you get past Industrial Park. But anyway, Pixel actually missing Oil Skip is now going to have to go for it again. I think JBHJ goes for Oil Skip after Sandy's Dream. I don't think he went for it yet. Left side Oil Skip for Pixel, in my opinion, is a lot more consistent than right side.
Nice.
Going for it.
All right, let's
Got
see.
Oil Skip second try. JBHJ mashing, making sure he gets that nut. So he's just trying to mash his head under that checkpoint. And try a checkpoint under there. Let's see what happens. Oh, he's going for the style. Skydiving.
Style
And
points.
he made it.
Nice.
Let's go. Alright, so now Pixel going for Sandy's Dream. Yeah, now JBHJ has to go for Oil Skip. Let's see if he gets it first try. If he gets that first try, that can equal it up a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
Just
especially
Pixel
because
gets it.
Pixel had to reload. Yeah.
Because I think that JBHJ's 2 mistakes are a little bit slower, but not completely slower than like Pixel's 1 mistake. Because Oil Skip is a huge time loss. But anyway, JBHJ did end up missing an Oil Skip, unfortunately. Let's see if Pixel gets Sandy's Dream first try.
Nobody can be counted out, though. Like I
There we
said, we have a lot of stuff coming up later in the game, so both of these runners are definitely still in this. Absolutely.
Oh, of course. JBHJ. He got the longer animation. See, there's actually a damage animation for SpongeBob's when he gets hit that takes 2 extra frames to slide off a ledge. So what I personally do whenever I go for Oil Skip is I usually hit myself on one of the spike blocks coming up to readjust my damage cycle to make sure I don't get the 2 extra frames. Because sometimes if you're sliding off for 2 extra frames, that's just enough to put you far enough off the ledge to not get the boost. Oil Skip is pretty precise. But nonetheless, JBHJ getting that Oil Skip third try. He's going to go collect that spatula from Patrick and head to the Murmur. That would have been really unfortunate if he hurt himself earlier, because if he got hit by that thing and died, that would have been rough. But yeah, Pixel having a pretty significant lead right now. If you discount the spatula numbers, he's probably around like a minute ahead right now. That's rough. But I would guess closer to like, if you factor in all the tricks they've been doing, probably closer to like maybe like 50 seconds, I would guess. Really hard to say though, because again, Battle for Bikini Bottom is such an open game. You got to really look at spatula count in this, because people's routes are so different.
Yeah, this can always go like any way. There's never saying for sure what's gonna happen, just due to shiny routes, sock routes, anything like that. There's a lot of flexibility with routes and different skill levels, which makes this game pretty nice to run actually. All right, I see Pixel
Really
talk
easy to get
to
into, you know?
he talked to Mermaid Man just to get that safety warp. Definitely not a bad move.
Yeah, safety warp in a race is definitely a good call.
Ooh, wow, he almost got hit. All right, so JB is entering the same area.
I don't think either of these runners are going to go for melonless on this thing. Melonless can be pretty precise to pull off consistently. The key is consistency here, though, because if you miss a button, you lose way more time than you would. Oh, Pixel's going for it. All right. Now, even if you have perfect movement on melonless, you can still lose time than what you would use throwing the melon. So, and again, it's like a very small amount of time, so it's hard to say like whether Pixel's saving time doing this.
Right.
But yeah, nonetheless, he's going for it. All right, well, let's see how Murmelair main chamber skip goes for them. They're going to attempt a jump to Prawn, which is the final boss fight in the Murmelair. Pretty huge level, though. Murmelair is the largest level in the game in terms of how many areas there are to explore. He gets it first try. Saves a lot of time.
So they'll be coming back here later to do some pretty cool stuff. So
They're both going for melonless. Oh, okay, never mind. JBHJ going for the old school strat. Old school strat only loses like not even a half a second though.
it's definitely more visually pleasing.
He's going
I'll
for a
tell you
double
that.
slam. Okay.
There you go.
See how Pixel security tunnel goes. He makes it up. Nice.
So yeah, security tunnel can actually be pretty precise sometimes. You got to make sure you're doing everything right and you're on the correct cycle, or else things can kind of get thrown off there. But most of the time, the higher level players can pull it off pretty consistently. All right, and JB got the skip. He got 5. We're looking good.
Now, I'm sure both of these runners go for ballroom clip. That was one of the biggest developments in 2018. But you're going to see here they're going to run past it because they're going to come back later to do it. You need the cruise bubble to clip into that case. We'll see how JBHJ security tunnel goes. This can be a pivotal trick for some runners. Seems like the first jump went pretty well. Let's see how he gets to the turret. All right, let's see. He's got it.
Nice.
Hopefully this button treats him well. Good.
All right, so both runners having pretty good Murmelairs, nothing too bad.
I don't think either of these runners go for early rock bottom. They both go to straight to Sand Mountain, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Sand Mountain for Pixel. Yeah, I mean, since Dream, the gap widened quite a bit, but they're playing Murmelair pretty consistently. That's good for JBHJ, though.
Yeah, all he's got to do is just
Just got to keep it close.
yeah, just keep it close, and he's got a lot of time to pull ahead later on. So
Yeah, like we said, there's especially Industrial Park. That's another thing too. You have no idea what's gonna happen there.
no, that's very true. Yeah, Industrial Park can lose you a crazy amount of time.
Another thing to consider is that the Sand Mountain is very consistent in terms of time. The number of shiny objects you got on this slope gonna be different for both of these players, I'm sure. Pixel down to 169. Nice.
Nice.
We'll see where JBHJ is after he buys the first toll.
Nothing like the smell of bubbles in the morning. Smells like victory.
So from here on out, the runners are going to be shaving. They're going to be saving their shiny objects to trade into Mr. Krabs near the end of the run. They're going to try to get 3,000. So from here on out, you'll see them. Did they spend any shiny objects on anything else from here on? Can't remember.
Well, before they had to buy the Sea Needle and the Murmelair Clan.
Yeah, I think now it's just saving them all up. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
it's saving
So.
for the end of the game. Funny enough, in an SBA run, once you get to this point, shiny objects are just entirely useless. They just build up and they don't do anything. That's probably because the SBA route's very unoptimized at the moment.
Yeah.
It's also a works category, but yeah.
Oh, so bad. We won't talk about that though.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. That's not even a controversial statement. It's, just, it's like
It's,
99% of people don't want to run that.
Definitely agreed upon. All right, looks like both Sand Mountains are going well. Not to commentators curse anybody, but usually Sand Mountain is a pretty consistent level.
The worst thing that can happen is dying at the bottom of the slope if you're going for really risky strats. But it's not a big issue in this category, especially because you have 5 pairs of underwear. In a
Yeah.
category like 100% or say, especially CBC, because CBC, the shiny route's really tight because you don't get to SBA. That's a really big category where you're at risk of dying at the bottom of the slope. Oh, JBHJ. All right. I think we're seeing a little bit of nerves from JB. And a little bit earlier too, I was noticing some minor stuff, but you can convert that into raw energy.
Raw energy.
Make it up. That's what happens, man. Either you rise up. I think JBHJ will rise up.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have a good late game.
He's gonna turn it all into focus, man.
Industrial Park is a good area to kind of just, settle down and take things in. So, especially when you're on like a good run and you're, you got a chance of beating your PB, it's good to just do Industrial Park before you have to do all the cruise boosting, just to kind of clear your mind. I mean, you can lose some time there, but most of the time it's pretty chill. You don't have to.
Yeah, unless you're
focus too
trying
much.
to save a matter of like seconds in Industrial
Right.
Park, it's pretty chill. Unless your run's like super optimized.
That's the ticket.
All right, he's getting the extra shinies. Nice. He's
Yeah,
actually pretty good pace right now. He's on good shiny pace.
Yeah, I don't think that shiny pace is a huge deal for normal needle route. I'm not sure if it's like that big of a deal anymore.
Yeah, most of the time they end up getting 3,000, like either on the jellyfish rocks or the slide at the end, or
Yeah.
maybe even earlier.
Yeah, I just don't remember then again, like the game has changed so much. Like there are so many new strats since needleless was a thing. I just don't know like how tight the shiny route is for needle now.
Yeah, last time I did this route, it's not usually too bad. I think sometimes it can come a little bit close, but it's not really often that you end up seeing people have to get backups. But especially if they're getting, like the faster backups just during the run, it's not really bad.
I really want to see how their cruise boosting segments go. Both these guys are probably gonna go to rock bottom first, right? You'd say.
Yeah, definitely. I would think so. I think Rock Bottom, then Murmalayer, then Gulagoon probably.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That hot goo could melt anything. Oh, that's gotta sting.
So yeah, what you see Pixel doing here is just lasso. What did you call it?
Either call it swing stalling or lasso stalling.
Yeah, he's just pretty much just doing a double jump from the Texas swinger, and then just relatching onto the swinger, just to avoid getting hit by any of the drops. And it also makes movement throughout the level a lot more easier. You can kind of just fly over everything and grab onto another swinger if you have to drop another box, because that's actually the purpose of the swingers, is to drop boxes across the stage so that when Patrick lands
My
in the middle of
opinion,
the stage.
phase 2 is one of the hardest levels in the game to get consistently, quickly. Like getting consistent like 127s on this is really hard.
Oh yeah.
You gotta be like right on them the whole time.
And a lot of things that people have problems with in the second phase is jumping the gun too early, and sometimes they'll go to kick the robot in his back, and his damage frames will still be there, so you actually just get damaged and you have to restart the whole entire cycle all over again.
Yeah.
Which is really annoying. I know that happens
Right,
to a
so-
lot of people.
Pixel's going for the shift manipulation right there. There are 3 different manipulations you can do in here. The first one is the Cole strat. Back in the day, Cole used to do it on the edge of the first platform. Then there's the shift strat. That's the one that I used to do back in the day, where you go on the edge of the second platform. And there's the Alex strat, where you go on the edge of the third platform. That's like the current most consistent one. Interestingly, the shift strat is the one that can actually get you the optimal spins, but it's very unusual, and there's much higher standard deviation between the good spins and the bad spins. So it's way more inconsistent. You can get really bad ones or get really good ones. So I think most runners now have upgraded to the Alex strat, which is the most recent one where it's more consistent. JBHJ, I think he drowned at the beginning of the phase though, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's not bad, but
Yeah.
I just didn't think that was gonna happen. I'm surprised that he actually drowned. But no problem. They're really not too far too far apart right now. All things considered.
Which one did I missed which strat JBHJ went for with the spins. I think he went for
I'm
the
not
second
sure.
platform as well.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think a lot of these runners go for the one that I used to do because that's like what they used. Oh no, okay, he's going for the Alex strat. Okay, cool. Yep, never mind. I was gonna say like these guys started running the game around the same time that that strat was like the optimal strat. So I thought maybe both of them would go for it. But yeah, JBHJ doing the Alex.
I still do your old strat actually. I don't know why I can't.
Does it work out for you?
Sometimes, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Consistency
that's
problems with
exactly
it.
what I would say too. That's why I stopped doing it.
Right.
My goal is still from the old strats though.
I mean, I've gotten good at recovering it if I get like a bad cycle and he lands like back right. I have spots that I've figured out that I can stand in that will make him land like right where I am, but it's obviously not optimal. All right, so yeah, this is the first instance of cruise boosting that we'll see. Do you want to explain cruise boosting a little bit?
Yeah, so your speed that I'm sure that most people in this chat already know like what cruise boosting looks like, but just for extra context, the speed that's being trapped here is actually the speed of your bubble bowl. It's the bubble bowl value, which can be increased by moving faster. If you notice, like when you do a running bowling shot, you lunge farther, which is the reason why like people bowl into loading zones and stuff. It makes you go faster for an instance, and that's because the frame that you use the bubble bowl, you're capturing that with the cruise bubble by using it on the same frame. So what you can do is you can slide against the wall back and forth to make that frame that you use the bubble bowl on faster, and you can, inject that into your speed. You can inject that cruise boost.
That cruise boost. Is that a cruise boost in TSS?
JBHJ injecting that speed.
All right. Music could actually be a spot where somebody could lose some time depending on.
Another thing to mention here that movement is going to be huge for this.
Yes, movement is a huge part of museum, and late game in general.
I think the first area museum, it's not going to be that significant you're moving because it runs on a cycle. But I think for like anything that isn't cyclical, it's going to be really important to because you can see like here, they can lose a little bit of time just not having optimal movement, even though they're not messing up strats. So I think if JBHJ wants to really clean this up and pull it back, he's going to have to, really optimize those lines.
All right, Pixel had a good museum. Nice.
Going through nice and smooth.
JB making his way. So we will see how his goes.
I think that JBHJ, oh, he's not going for Sandy. Okay. Interesting. I guess he just goes to the left. I don't see a lot of runners go for the left. All right, let's see how JB's museum goes. Looks like he's making that first cycle.
Nice.
Got it. All right, let's see how Pixel fares on Sleepy Skip.
Nice. I think he'll be all right. Yep.
Very nice.
All right. Yeah. So you'll see that the slide mechanics of sliding off of a ledge and then bashing is actually used multiple times around the run. Like you saw it in the Patrick's Dilemma. You saw it in Dream, and then you also see it here. So that's actually quite a useful strat for crossing long distances quickly.
It's crazy how much better runners have gotten over these past couple of years, man. Like these strats are things that we didn't even know about back then.
Yeah, do you remember when like going for Sleepy Skip basically?
Well, yeah, because back then it was a one frame.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, a lot of these strats have just become more accessible.
Yeah, like Sleepy Skip is really, really easy now.
Yeah, it's not too bad. And then depending on, you know, your circumstances, ballroom clip could, you know, be easier or harder depending on which setup you prefer. But there's so many options for strats now. Like it's actually really nice being able to.
See, this game has a lot of options for strats you can do, but there aren't a lot of backup strats. Like usually when you make a mistake, you just die.
Yeah,
Kind
you
of
just gotta
rough.
reload usually.
JBHJ there. I think he's fallen twice on Sleepy. That's kind of rough.
Yeah.
Hopefully he gets it. Sleepy can be a little bit annoying if you stand a little bit off, but that looks good. He should get that. I think his second jump was too late. His yeah, I think he waited too long to do his double jump. That's what happened there. A Pixel with the first try ballroom clip.
Nice.
That consistency. The ballroom clip IL grinder. JBHJ still having some trouble on the Sleepy skip.
All right, now we are on to U Lagoon 2.
I don't know. Pixel's playing pretty consistently right now.
Yeah, he's looking good.
Nothing much so far. JBHJ keeps getting that ledge.
It might be best.
Gotta figure something out.
It might be best if he doesn't reload and.
Alright, let's see. Pixel's gonna go for the tarp slam here. Oh, he's gonna actually go for the barrel. Alright, I've never seen this before. This is unique.
Safe strats.
Safe strats. I respect it. See, because he has a lead. I'm sure he knows he has a lead, so he can play safely, you know?
Right.
That's the thing about racing is people say it's speedrun. The speedrun races are boring because there's no response to the other player, but there is, like, for sure. I'm sure that Pixel, like, if he knew he was behind, he would go for, you know, the tarp jump, but he knows that he's ahead, so he can, you know, he can afford to go for easier stuff.
Nice.
Strategy.
All right, yeah. So this was. Oh, let's talk about kids. The history of kids. This was considered insanity back in the early days of this video game. Now we got so many people doing it.
The entire top 30 is doing this now. A lot of these movement strats are way harder than they look. Also, nice picks, JBHJ with the ballroom clip. Let's go. Both these runners showing consistency there. He goes for ballroom clip first, though. You know, someone in chat makes a good point. There's a backup for Sleepy Skip. You don't have to keep attempting it if you miss it.
Yeah.
The backup is a little bit slower, but for a race scenario, it's definitely, you know, it's a lot better to do in a race if you miss it once. I think what happened there is he kept like saying like, I'll get it this time, I'll get it this time. But sometimes, like, you know, it's like gambling, you know? So you gotta cut your losses and go for the backup after you miss it once sometimes. Both runners using the cruise bubble.
I was gonna say that.
We cruising.
All right, so I'm definitely not gonna count.
How, like, Pixel, I guess the strategy, like, he went for some really hard strats in the beginning of the game to get a solid lead. Even though, like, some of the, I think it's the more difficult strats failed, though. Like, his jellyfish fields was looking kind of rough. Then he pulled it way back. Super consistent. But now I see that Pixel's going for more consistent strats in late game. That's the thing, is like, strategy changes with different runners. It seems like Pixel goes for like harder tricks, but more basic movement. That's what I'm getting from this. That's why this game's so great, because you can, if you're a more movement-based runner, you can do harder movement. If you're, you know, you're better at the tricks, you can do better tricks. Make up the time you lose.
JB's gonna elect to reload here. I would say that's definitely the right call.
It's that compensation, baby. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that reload.
It's
but
really,
what
really
JBHJ should definitely do is learn the reload cycle. Because reload cycle actually allows you to miss a cruise boost. Reload cycle is super useful, especially in some categories like CBC. And I think 84 might still do reload cycle. I actually don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen an 84 run.
Yeah, depending on your route too. In no SBA in this category, you can also do reload cycle.
I would even say like in a race, you just go right for it, because if you miss a cruise boost, you still get the same cycle.
Right.
Super good. But yeah, it's looking like Pixel losing his cruise boosts. He's taking his time though. Like he's definitely playing for strategy. He's not going for the fastest time possible, which makes sense. Like he knows he has a lead, so he can afford to do that.
All right, JB clearing
We're gonna
up
have to see
kids.
some god tier play from JBHJ in these coming minutes.
I'm not gonna count him out. I'm not gonna count him out at all.
Never count anybody out in Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Anything can happen, boys. Anything at all.
This was even more true back in the day when we used to host these races with the wheel.
Oh no, the wheel. I have so
Dude.
many bad memories from races with that.
So many
wheel.
runners just get destroyed by it. Like they're ahead by so much and they just end up dying.
Yeah, imagine slamming into a wheel. All right, so real quick here, we're going to just see. I think JB's stream is going to get paused for a second here. We're just going to even things out with the timers a little. Seems like there's some decent. So we're just going to fix that for you guys really quick.
Yeah. Well put, Jared.
All right, and we are back.
Yeah, I gotta get big into those. Excuse me. I gotta get back into those 84 runs soon. It does use some unique strats. I know that Pixel's an 84 enthusiast, one of the few left. Not
84.
many 84 runners out there.
It's like the 96 shines of BfBB.
Yeah, for sure.
That's basically what it is, actually, thinking about it. All right, JB taking the long stroll down the dirt path. Pixel finishing up things here in Jellyfish. We're going to see him move on to the kelp forest next after trading in this King Jellyfish Jelly to the Squid.
JB going for rock skip, and he goes
Nice.
and gets it. See, he's going for that risky stuff.
Kicking it in overdrive. So he saved some time there, didn't he? Didn't
Oh, he
Pixel
saved
get
a
hit?
lot of time on Pixel there for sure. He's
Yeah,
gonna need a lot more though.
yeah, definitely. We always got Dutchman, though. Dutchman can cause some problems by itself. It's also Squid's Dream, I believe. All right, so you're going to see Pixel here. He's going to go up onto this platform by utilizing the cruise boost speed, and he's actually just going to enter the level completely backwards. So you'll see that there's a spatula just sitting right in front of him waiting for him. You would usually have to go down the slide here, which is actually quite a difficult level, to be honest. But it's nice that we don't have to do it. And then right here, you're going to see him step on the platforms at the top of the slide. Ooh,
Oh,
wow.
you see that? Jeez.
Yeah, that's the bad thing about that strat right there is if you by chance get caught on the slide with a cruise boost, there's basically no recovering yourself. Especially with a slide like this where it doesn't have any sides to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can actually just
JBHJ
utilize
also
cruise
went for
boost.
the spatula camera lock there. He got a ledge grab and he did go pretty far down the platform, so he probably didn't save any time off of it. But you know, you got to go for it.
Right.
So what's JBHJ's sock count right now? I guess we'll see in a couple of seconds if he gets the sock under the. See, I can't imagine him not getting the sock under here because I'm sure it's fast for him. Yeah, there you go. 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're both at 18 right now.
So they're both gonna get the sock in the graveyard lake. Pixel is having a pretty.
No, they might not.
This is
It depends on whether or not they get the Squid's Dream sock. Because then
Oh,
would
they
just
haven't
get
even done Squid's Dream yet. Right, you're right. Yeah, that's true. We still have Squid's Dream. All right. Well,
So-
I think that Pixel's gonna go straight to Squid's Dream after this.
It's worth mentioning that they're both set on shinies right now. They have nothing to worry about. So
Yeah,
getting
JBHJ went super overkill with shinies this game.
Yeah, this was usually you'd finish around what Pixel has right now. You'd usually be at about 3,000 something by the end of Kelp Forest using this route. So the fact that he's at 3,400 right now is actually
Did you notice that? JBHJ
What?
set his clock to the Independence Day, so he gets the rainbow flames.
Oh, I wasn't even looking.
Yeah. Clip it, boys. Clip it.
Flip it. All right, Pixel. Yeah, Pixel's not doing the.
What do you
sake.
think? Rainbow flames or green flames? I can't decide. They're both good. Have you seen the
I
green
always
flames
rock
before?
with the green. I have to rock with the green flame.
Right.
St. Patrick's Day. I have to.
Nice, consistent Squid's Dream. Nice. Pixel has a graveyard. He's done. Yeah.
The Dutchman.
Do you think we're gonna see JBHJ go for fast brain?
Ooh, if he pulls out fat, he might. I'm sure he knows how to do it. I mean, at this point, he's got nothing to lose. He
I
can definitely
think he
just
still
go for a
has
lot
to
of
do
different things.
the bouncing ball spatula. I think he still has to do that.
Yes, he does. He does. So he'll probably do that. Before
That's a
Squid Stream.
quickie though.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Pixel's run's been pretty consistent right now.
Yep, Pixel's looking good. Nice. All right, so Pixel is all set on socks now, so you won't be seeing any more socks or really shiny collecting throughout the rest of the run.
See, I was thinking a couple minutes ago that Pixel might have been on PB pace, but I don't see. My mind is set on Needleless because I'm used to Graveyard being like under 4.5 minutes. Oh no, it's the Commentators curse.
Yeah.
I don't think he was on PB pace anyway, but that's kind of rough.
Yeah, I don't think so, because I think he would have been on like one.
His early game is like he made a lot of mistakes in early game, so I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, his PB is a 1 flat, isn't it? He might
One
have
flat
been.
20 something, yeah.
He might have been low 101 pace actually. I'm not positive. It's hard to say.
That's the real Commentator's curse.
Yeah, right when you were talking about it too.
Alright, let's see Pixel get the Jared strat.
The one strat in this game that I've found. The one and only.
Someone else claimed to find that like probably like a year ago, and I'm like, hey, that's Jared's strat.
That's my strat, okay? Look, I'll give you anything else, but just let me have one good thing, okay? Just let me have one thing. I didn't ask.
It's a pretty good strat. It's still. Do you think it's still optimal with L control? If you L control the trampoline, it might be faster.
L control. Oh, that's true. Yeah, because don't you not die when you're on the goo with L control?
Yeah. If you're in the spatula animation, you don't drown. So you just L control the trampoline.
I mean,
That's super risky though.
Yeah, I was gonna say the fact that it's a one
You
frame.
got 6 seconds to make it there, yeah. Pixel going for the old school wall jump skip.
You got that backup. We're all good.
All right, JBHJ entering graveyard now as Pixel enters cannons. That's one. Let's see how this goes. Can imagine the nerves right now. Because JBHJ has not counted himself out yet. He's been playing pretty well.
Yeah, he's making the attempt.
Just shame with Dream and Rock Bottom. Those are really the two things that that hurt a lot. Other than that, you know, he's been playing pretty well. But nonetheless, he's moving. Wait, he's going to the left. I wonder why he goes to the left here. Maybe it's to avoid the oil robot. It's interesting though.
How much slower do you think that is? It's probably not too bad.
It's a little bit slower. I don't remember the timing because it's been a while since I've had.
No, he's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
blue screen. If your angle here is a little bit off, you can actually blue screen on that.
Yeah, you'll just
Risky.
get like a straight up blue screen. You'll have to reload the level. Like everything
Yeah,
gets
it
glitched.
repositions SpongeBob, so you can't really see where he is.
Yeah.
Messes up the HUD. It messes up the HUD and everything.
Yeah.
That's You know
Alright,
the spatulas and the stuff floating inside the menu are actually like 3D modeled like over the character. Like if you go into Dolphin and you do free cam during the pause menu, you can actually move the spatulas around, but the rest of the menu stays in place.
Really?
This game's so weird.
I know. There's so many weird things about this. Oh,
Alright,
Pixel
JBHJ with
finishing
that,
up.
the wall jump skip as Pixel finishes Dutchman's. He's going into the Chum Bucket Lab now. JBHJ going left. Interesting.
The Robo Sponge.
Interesting strats.
Very interesting.
Interesting.
They serve food here, yes, but they don't serve love.
Pixel gonna go for the bowling shot for swag points.
And here we are, folks, the main event.
Nah. Maybe he'll go for fast brain. Just
He would have gotten it too if he went for it. If he had the angle, he would have gotten it. It's a half chance if he swipes that way.
All right, so yeah, that's pretty much just like the prawn fight right there. Just another boss trigger that was left in the game that you can actually access. That one's just right above the starting platform though, so it's not too bad. All right, Pixel gonna grab that fuse. Now he's headed up to the final 3 fuses.
It's looking like a wrap. But well done from these runners. I think if
Maybe he'll
Pixel had a really good early game, he could have PB'd off of this actually.
Oh, definitely. If he didn't die in Dutchman's, he might have been able to too.
Nah, I don't think so. I think the Dutchman's, I think he was already a little bit too far behind.
How much do you think that lost? Like 15, 20 seconds?
Probably like 20 seconds. And his PB is like a 1 flat 20, so he was still off, but nice run from Pixelated Chaos.
Yeah, not bad. That was a good no
consistent.
reset.
Pretty consistent no reset run.
Let's watch JB finish up here. Looking good on the Dutchman skip. Nice.
He's probably gonna bust out the brain, I would say.
I hope he does it just for the swag.
Hope he gets it. Dad.
Whoa.
They serve food here, yes, but they don't serve love.
And here we are, folks, the main event. Dude, you know what else? It's so nice having people run this for us. Like back in the day, it was like a 2-man show. So much more organized now. How well GSA is run.
Yeah, big thank you to GSA for allowing us to do this just in advance before we get really deep into this tournament. The whole community appreciates you guys and what you do, so definitely a big thank you. Yes, he's doing it. He's doing it.
He's going for it. Let's see it.
He might get it.
Got it. That's
Yes, yes.
That's it. Get that
Let's
clip,
go,
baby. That L jump.
You already know I'm on the perfect line.
Boink. Alley-oop. Oh. Oh, he got it. He's good. He's good. Get the clip.
Nice.
Nice fuse hit. Second clip.
Let's
and
go,
we got
baby.
It. Let's go. That's
Nice,
that cheap percent, baby. That's that cheap percent IGC speed run. Alley-oop.
All right.
There you
Well,
have it, boys.
that was a sick race.
Great attempt by JBHJ. Really, if it weren't for a couple of segments, don't be confused. Really solid run. Just unfortunately, rock bottom and dream.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pixelated Chaos holding it down under pressure. Nice job.
Congrats,
Thanks,
Pixel.
Shift.
Thanks, JB.
I think Milo wants to interview the runners.
Yeah, let's get some
Oh,
interviews
he wants
going.
us to interview them. Okay, cool.
Alright.
No problem. All right, so Pixel, were you watching the race? Were you checking out JB's pace? Were you guys checking out each other's paces or what? What's going on?
Yeah, I was watching.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same here.
Do you think that influenced your strategy a little bit?
No, not really.
No? You just went straight through?
Yeah, I just went straight for it. Just did my normal 80% route and ended up winning, I guess.
All right, boys, ladies and gentlemen, we have a badass going in raw. How about you, JB? How'd you feel? It was kind of we were saying earlier, like we feel like if you had that backup strat for sleepy skip, you know,
yeah,
you gotta look into that. That'd be a really good
Definitely.
that's
kinda
the
like-
thing, like we're still in pools though. Like you're good to go, man. You're good to go.
definitely. Yeah, it's like in the moment, I really didn't think about it, so I just kept slipping off the edge, and
Yeah, that's
it
rough.
all went downhill from there.
I was noticing that like what might have happened is like you timed your second jump a little bit too late. Cause like what happens on that ledge is sometimes you gotta like slide off of it. It's really stupid.
Yeah, it's like I timed it too early once, and I tried to do it later, and I was
Yeah.
too late.
Just those ledge slides. Other than that, like non-ledge sliding, you did a really great job, dude. Like super
thank you.
consistent run. Both you guys. We're already seeing super good results. You guys have any thoughts about your pool? Who's the other person in your pool?
Jack.
Jack Galaka.
Jack. Oh, Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys have you guys are coming up with races then soon. So Pixel, we noticed that in the beginning you were going for some very different strats in Jellyfish Fields, but I don't know if you guys were watching, but it was so cool to see like you guys go for totally different routes and
Yeah,
just end up in sync by downtown. That was really
I
neat.
noticed that. It's like he
Yeah.
went for hammer skip, I did the other way, and we were like perfectly in sync for quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did hammer skip and Pat's hammer. I was just mind blown when I missed hammer skip the first time.
Yeah.
You got any questions, Jared?
Yeah. How do you feel like? Did you feel like nerves affected your runs at all or anything like that?
I was like very nervous. My hands were kind of shaky throughout the whole
Yeah.
thing.
We
especially
saw the
when I had, like,
nerves,
the
but
mistakes and stuff.
we knew you were gonna go for fast brain for the fans. We knew you would go for that.
Oh yeah, I could never turn that down.
For the fans.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask Pixel, were you on PB pace at any point in that run?
Oh yeah, I was. But then
figured.
I drowned in
Yeah.
JF2 and in Dutchman's, and I think that killed it.
Oh, you
Yeah.
drowned in JF2. I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Where was that? Was that
In
you drowned in the
Spelunking.
caves. Okay.
Yeah, I got the badge, but I didn't get the second jump.
I
So I
thought you were
drowned.
just going for the button strat as like a strategy, like a consistent strat.
Oh, I just figured you got hit maybe and didn't recover the cruise boost or something. Yeah, I honestly didn't catch that either. That's my bad. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was definitely a good race. That was a fun
Yeah,
one. So
that was
thank you guys
super-
for
Super
participating.
hype for the majority. It's
Yeah.
A
good.
whole lot of
And
fun.
it's just pools, by the way. We're only in pools. So it looks like Pixel's going up 1 in this pool. Not a big deal though, guys. All you gotta do is win 1 match. I believe that only the person who loses 2 matches will drown in pools. So it's not a big deal. All you gotta do is win 1 race.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. So
Yeah, any
we're
other
actually
questions?
gonna wrap up now. This is the
before
final
ending?
match on GSA's stream tonight. See you later, stream. See you later, chat. See you, Battle Boys, later.
Yeah, catch you
There'll
later,
be a
boys. Thanks
full
for tuning in.
day,
See you later.
Whole day of GSA races tomorrow, by the way. So make sure to tune into that if you love speed runs, if you love supporting the community. And we'll see you guys next time.